Alright guys, down here at a little bit of post-season testing, and we got the dragster out with the blown combo in it because we're crazy and shit. But there's the first pass off the trailer. The car went a 112.0, 60 foot, just leaving off the foot brake, so no trans brake or a two-step or anything like that yet. And it went a 314 to the 330 compared to a 323, which is what the car ran to the 330 when it ran a 792 with the aspirated combo. So showing pretty good horsepower there to do the same 60 foot as a 792 and then pick up a 10th to the 330. Obviously he got out of it just after the 330 because you can see it was only doing 92 mile an hour to the half track instead of 136. So we'll see how we go on the second one. Alright guys, test 2, gonna go a little bit further this time. Got the second one done there, and old boy ended up taking it right out the back, and it did a little bit better to the 330 than last time. And this is another run I've pulled out of the collection of Casey's from back when the NA thing was running, on a 791 pass, and you can see the mile an hour difference in the half trackers. So it's got about 10 mile an hour more to half track, and it does pretty much exactly 2/10 quicker as well to the half track. Even with a 113 60 foot instead of a 110 0, the car still went quicker to the 330 and the half track. So that shows you the car's making a lot more horsepower than it was with the big block, even though it's a small block. The only thing is the car's geared for when it had the big block in it, and we're only running it to 7,000 RPM, 7,500 RPM. So now we want to rev this thing to about 9 grand. It's just not quite making it to the desired RPM we want to run to for the car to make optimal power. So it did 181 mile an hour at the back instead of, this was obviously a back off pass in competition for Casey, so only did 151, but usually that car did about 170, so it's picked up 10 mile an hour even with the diff gears being wrong. And yeah, so we're going to try a little bit more RPM on the launch this time, a little bit more of a rev up on the trans brake, and see what that does. Just got pass number 3 done. It's a pretty good one, 726, and got it down to a 109 60 foot, just getting on the 2-step that time, which was pretty good. And it picked up heaps of half track, over a 1/10, and picked up, what's that, 4 or so mile an hour as well. And got off it a little bit before the finish line, just because the old boy couldn't grab the chute, or some crap like that. So he started to roll out of the throttle and just grab the chute when he found it. So that's all right. We'll go out this time and we'll try properly hit the 2-step this time and see if we can go a little bit quicker to the 60 foot. It picked up really good, that 300, pick up a 1/10 just the 330 alone. So that's when you pick up big early, it follows on really massive to the back end. So a 26 with a back off, almost 10 mile an hour. It's pretty damn good. So we'll see what we do this one. If I can keep it pegged out the back door and get on the 2-step properly, pick up a little bit early, might see a really low 20, even a teen. So see how we go. Alright guys, like always, I didn't really get to record a outro or record something for that last run. So the car ended up, as you can see, it was just dead in the hole off the line on that last run. It hit the two-step good and everything, but it actually ended up breaking the key that comes off the camshaft and goes into the dual drive, which runs the fuel pump and the magneto. So when that broke, it just skipped a tooth and ended up sending the car with like 5 degrees timing instead of 34. So the car just had no power, and we took it back to the pits, put a test light on it, and figured out that the car had 5 degrees timing. So we corrected it. The car still ran awesome in the pits on the stands. So turned the car off, had a look around, and that's when we found the key was split in the dual drive. So not really a 2-second job, and not really that easy to do at the track. So we just packed it up, took it home, and it's a 2-second job when you're at home. Get the parts you need and put it all back together. But yeah, the car ran really good, and all we got to do now is just put some diff gears in it, and that's about it. We're gonna make a wing for the car as well. So once we get the wing and the diff gears in it, we'll take it back out for another hit and try really start honing in the consistency of the car and get it really finalised, ready for the new season. Cheers, guys.